They are of British descent after all. No, I believe the terms will be quite generous, as long as the Americans are willing to give up their stubborn notion of independence.
What are you doing here?
Spying on them!
Get back in the kitchen before you get caught.
Of this, I'm certain. Once news we've occupied Philadelphia reaches France, the French will turn their backs on the rebels for good. They're much too vain to fight for a lost cause. Besides which, everyone knows they despise the notion of liberty.
Yeah! The French will help! And even though King Louis may not believe in égalité, fraternité, et liberté, the French people do!
Equality, brotherhood, liberty!
Hey! Put me down!
Well done!
If I may speak, General Howe.
By all means, Miss Phillips.
From what I've seen, too much has changed for the Americans to accept anything less than full independence.
Oh, that is such a foolish little idea.
No, it's not. You may occupy their homes, but you will never win their hearts and minds.
Have you forgotten that you are English?
It has nothing to do with me, Captain. The Americans don't feel they need a king anymore. They believe they can rule themselves.
Rule themselves? Impossible!
I, for one, would like to propose a toast. God bless King George.
God bless King George!
God bless King George.
Moses Michael Hayes?
Yes? What can I do for you?
Moses Hayes, you have been summoned to the State House.
Take him away!
We don't need the likes of you.
Traitor!
I still don't believe it. The nerve, the gall, the absolute cheek of the British. You asked me to listen to Mr. Wentworth, and I did. But to insult you and me by offering us money and titles in exchange for becoming turncoats?
No doubt Count de Vergennes already has heard the details from his spies. This is all going extremely well.
Going well? I don't understand.
We have fanned the flames between Britain and France. Now it's time for me to meet with Mr. Wentworth.
But surely you don't intend to accept his offer?
Hardly, but Count de Vergennes won't know that.
There they are! Rotten Tories!
Look at it.
Traitors! Leave! I have here a list of men accused of being disloyal to the patriotic cause of American independence.
Read the names.
Get the traitors out! We don't want them here! As a representative of the Rhode Island Assembly, I am here today to demand that each and every one of the accused sign a public oath of loyalty to the revolution. Moses Michael Hayes, step forward. Mr. Hayes, are you ready to sign the oath?
I have the right to face my accusers. Who here has any proof of my disloyalty? Or is it that there is some other reason I am accused? Could it be that I am an Israelite?
Will you sign the oath or not?
Every time I venture to Paris, I am reminded of how much I despise it. Quite a beastly place, don't you agree, Dr. Franklin?
Actually, I've grown quite fond of it.
I understand you're quite the celebrity here. Yet your blood is English. A man of your character, given the proper circumstances, might find a warm reception from his king and country.
In other words, you'll give me a title if I betray the revolution.
If you insist on being blunt, very well. Yes, His Majesty is prepared to reward those who show their loyalty. I need not remind you that much has changed since you came to France. General Howe has taken Philadelphia.
I like to think that Philadelphia has taken Howe.
This letter was given to me by a man at the highest level of the British government. It is Britain's determination to fight for another 10 years rather than grant American independence.
In that case, America is ready to fight 50 years to win it, which, by the way, I don't believe will be necessary.
Gentlemen, I've called you here tonight because it has come to my attention that Dr. Franklin met today with the Chief of Britain's Secret Service. I'm afraid we are facing a dangerous new development. France has already lost America to Britain. Do we stand by and lose our claim to the West Indies as well? His Majesty has told me that we must prevent this from happening at all costs. We have held off any alliance with the United States to prevent a war with Britain, but we must face the fact that the only thing worse than such a war would be an agreement between Britain and America. It is time for this council to act.
With all due respect, I will not sign. I will not sign because I am as patriotic as any man in this room. But I am also an Israelite in a land of Christians, and as such, I have not been granted the liberty to vote. My people have a temple here in Newport, but none in Boston, for the law there forbids Jews from public worship. Rhode Island was founded on religious tolerance, yet I am still not considered a citizen. And why? Because I worship God after my own fashion. Neither the Continental Congress, nor the General Assembly of this state, nor the legislatures of any of the other colonies have ever taken notice or provided rights to Israelites. Until such a time as we are, all of us, ready to recognize each other as equals, I will not sign this oath.
Dr. Franklin's plan was masterfully executed. Comte de Vergennes has signed a treaty of alliance with the United States. King Louis has finally agreed to grant Dr. Franklin an audience. It will mean war between Britain and France.
You've given us every single letter Dr. Franklin has written to Congress. Why not just intercept the treaty as well?
Even I can't do that.
You think Franklin suspects you're a spy?
The old man has no idea. It's a secret I shall take to my grave.
I believe you will. Here you go, Edwin. 500 pounds as promised.
God save King George.
Mr. Hayes, it's Moses.
Moses, I'm sorry. You came here to buy those inks and the paper, and we never did get around to it.
There's no need to apologize. I saw what you did, what you said.
I just want to be treated the same as any other man.
Mr. Hayes, there are some people outside who want to see you.
What can I do for you?
Mr. Hayes, you made a great deal of sense. If all men are created equal, it only seems fair that each and every one of us should sign the oath.
You would really do this?
Permit me to be the first.
I, Moses Michael Hayes, pledge my loyalty to the United States of America.
Moses, do you really think all men are created equal?
An idea's only as strong as the people who stand up for it. And a lot more people are going to have to stand up for equality before it comes true.
Is it true? Has the treaty from France arrived?
Yes, and Richard Henry Lee is about to speak.
Gentlemen of Congress, today we must admire the true wisdom and dignity of the court of France. We have worked together, politicians, soldiers, and philosophers,
In a true harmony of mutual affection, this happy juncture of time and circumstance has laid the seeds of an eternal friendship. The old lion that is Britain has finally lost its growl, and France, by its openness, has won our friendship more powerfully than any piece of paper could ever bind us. If we have the courage to persevere, we shall establish our liberties and independence. All those in favor of ratifying the treaty, say aye. Aye! The Treaty of Alliance with France is unanimously passed. Aye!